Water damage and freezing are the second most common type of homeowners insurance claim in the country. And the one that catches people off guard the most isn't the burst pipe. It's not the storm. It's the one that comes through the floor. Sewage backs up through a floor drain in your basement. Water rises, it gets into the drywall, it gets into the carpet, it gets into the furniture. The smell alone tells you this isn't a small problem. You call your insurance company and they tell you it isn't covered. And that's not a completely rare scenario. That's what happens when you don't have water backup coverage on your homeowner's policy. And most people don't even know it's missing. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jim Eddington, and my agency helps individuals and businesses with their insurance every single day. Today, I'm going to walk you through what water backup coverage actually is, what it covers, what it doesn't cover, and how it's different from the other types of water damage your policy handles. Because they aren't all the same. And if you don't understand the difference, you're going to find out the worst possible time. Here's something most homeowners don't realize. Not all water damage is the same in the eyes of your insurance company. Where the water comes from determines which part of your policy responds, and in some cases, whether your policy responds at all. There's 3 lanes you need to understand. The first lane is sudden and accidental water damage that originates inside your home. A pipe bursts inside a wall, a washing machine hose fails, your water heater ruptures. The water comes from your own plumbing system and it happens without warning. That's a covered peril on a standard homeowner's policy. Your policy is designed to handle that. It'll typically cover the damage to your floors, your walls, your belongings. It may not pay to repair or replace the pipe itself, but the resulting damage is usually covered. The second lane is water backup. This is water or sewage that backs up into your home through a sewer line, a drain, or a sump pump. The source of the problem is not inside your house. It's in the sewer lateral, the municipal main, or a failed sump system. And on most standard homeowners policy, that's excluded unless the water backup endorsement has been added. If you don't have a water backup endorsement added to your policy, you're paying for the entire cleanup yourself. The third lane is flood. Water that enters your home from outside, from the ground up, rising water from a storm, an overflowing river, surface water pooling against your foundation. That isn't covered by your homeowner's policy either. That requires a separate flood insurance policy, which is a completely different product. 3 different sources, 3 different coverage lanes, and the one that gets missed the most is the second one, water backup. Water backup coverage is an endorsement. It isn't included in your standard homeowner's policy. You have to ask for it or your agent has to add it. It's optional. And if nobody ever brought it up, you probably don't have it. The endorsement covers damage caused by water or sewage that backs up into your home through sewers, drains, or from a sump pump failure or overflow. The key word is backup. The water is moving in the wrong direction. Instead of flowing out and away from your house, it's coming back in. Here's what that looks like in real life. A heavy rainstorm overwhelms the municipal sewer system. The system can't handle the volume. Sewage backs up through the main line into your lateral and up through the lowest drain in your house. That might be a floor drain in a basement. It might be a toilet on the lowest level. The water comes up and it brings everything in the sewer line with it. Or your sump pump fails during a storm. Maybe the power goes out. Maybe the pump is old and the motor gives up. The water that the pump was supposed to push away from your foundation has nowhere to go. It rises and floods the lowest level of your home. Both of those are water backup claims, and without the endorsement, your policy excludes them entirely. Here's where water backup coverage gets tricky, and this is the part most people get wrong. The same fixture in your house can produce 2 completely different types of claims depending on what caused the problem. A toilet overflows because something gets lodged in the pipe underneath it. A kid flushes a toy, a clog builds up inside your home's plumbing, the water spills onto the bathroom floor and damages the tile, the subfloor, maybe the ceiling below if you're on a second story. That's a standard homeowner's claim. The source of the problem is inside the house. It's sudden and accidental. Your policy covers the resulting damage. Now, take the same toilet, same bathroom, but this time it overflows because the city sewer line backed up. The pressure pushed sewage back through your lateral and up through that toilet. The water on the floor looks the same, the damage looks the same, but the source is different. And because the source is the sewer system and not a clog inside your house, that's a water backup claim. Without the endorsement, you aren't covered. Same toilet, same water on the floor, two completely different coverage outcomes depending on where the problem started. That's why the source matters more than the symptom. Water backup coverage fills an important gap, but it has limits, and some of them catch people off guard. It doesn't cover flood damage. Water that enters your home from outside, from the surface, from rising water, isn't a water backup claim. Even if the flood is what caused the sewer to back up, the flood itself is a separate coverage lane. You need flood insurance for that. It doesn't cover maintenance issues, and this is where people get confused. Someone in my family had a tree root grow through their sewer line. It came up through the plumbing, the repair was so expensive, they closed off the bathroom and never used it again. The cost to dig up a sewer lateral, remove tree roots, and replace the damaged pipe is generally considered maintenance. The standard homeowners policy isn't going to pay for that. And some carriers offer a separate service line endorsement that can help, but that's a different product from water backup coverage. Here's where it gets interesting. If tree roots cause a blockage and sewage backs up into the home, the resulting interior damage may still be covered under the water backup endorsement, depending on the policy. The endorsement may handle the cleanup and the damage inside the house, but it's probably not going to pay to fix the pipe that caused the problem. That distinction matters. It also doesn't cover the replacement of the sump pump itself. If your sump pump fails and water floods your basement, the endorsement covers the damage to your home and belongings, but the cost of replacing the pump is usually not included. Some carriers offer an equipment breakdown endorsement that can cover that piece, but it's separate from water backup. Here's the part of water backup coverage that doesn't get enough attention. Even if you have the endorsement, the limit on the coverage might not be enough. A lot of water backup endorsements come with sublimits. A lot of water backup endorsements will come with sublimits. That means you might have $500,000 in dwelling coverage on your homeowner's policy, but your water backup endorsement might come out at $5,000 or $10,000. Think about what a real sewage remediation looks like. The water has to be extracted, the contaminated materials have to be removed, drywall cut out, carpet ripped up. The area has to be dried, treated, and rebuilt. If you have a finished basement with furniture, electronics, a home office, exercise equipment, that $5,000 cap is gone before the contractor finishes day one. Some carriers offer higher limits. You can often get $15,000, $20,000, even $25,000 or more in water backup coverage depending on the carrier and the state. The cost to raise the limit isn't dramatic. We're talking about a difference of maybe $5, $10 a month to go from $5,000 to $25,000 in coverage. The conversation to have with your agent is simple. What is my water backup sublimit and can I raise it? That's it. Every homeowner should at least know whether they have water backup coverage on their policy, but some homes carry more risk than others. If your home has a basement, you're more exposed. Basements are usually where the lowest drains and openings are, so they're often the first place backup water shows up. A finished basement with furniture, flooring, electronics, and storage makes the financial exposure even worse. If your home is older, pay attention to what your sewer lateral is made of. Older homes often have clay or cast iron pipes running from the house to the city main. Those materials crack and deteriorate over time. That doesn't mean insurance covers the deterioration, but it does mean your lateral is more likely to fail in a way that leads to a backup event. If you live in an area where the municipal sewer system is aging or where heavy storms are common, your risk goes up. Combined sewer systems that handle both stormwater and sewage can get overwhelmed in a downpour. When the system can't handle the volume, it pushes back into homes. Water backup coverage is one of the most affordable endorsements you can add to your homeowner's policy. We're talking about a cost that ranges from roughly $30 to $50 on the low end to a few hundred on the high end, depending on the carrier, the limit, and the risk profile. Compared to the cost of a real sewage cleanup, that isn't even close. The problem is that most homeowners don't know it's not included until they have a claim. And at that point, the conversation is about what you owe, not what your policy covers. If you aren't sure whether you have water backup coverage, pull out your declarations page. We did a full video on how to read your deck page, and it's on the channel. Your endorsements are listed there. If you don't see water backup, call your agent and ask for it. If you want us to take a look at your policy and make sure you're not missing anything, get a quote at wpinsure.com. The link's below. We write homeowners insurance in Nevada, Arizona, Utah, and California, and we can help figure out whether your current coverage has gaps. Subscribe to the channel. We publish most business days, and what we cover is for individuals, families, and business owners who want to understand their insurance before they need it, not after. Thanks for watching.